Hey people, this is not your usual Hootie Style channel episode. Unfortunately, the reason I'm recording this is because I have some bad news. Google has decided to change its assistant integration with Ifttt, and the outcome of this decision is nothing but disruptive. I felt that I need to talk about this since it will affect you if you have decided to go with a similar solution to mine when it comes to the communication pathways. In short, Google will change their integration with Ifttt at the end of August this year. At the time of recording, that's 2 weeks away. This change came at a very short notice, and it gives developers just about a month from the time they announce this to the time the changes take place. Now, if you haven't started using Ifttt yet, or you just don't know what it is, Ifttt stands for if this, then that. You can create small applets with if criteria that lead to something if those criteria are fulfilled. When it comes to Google Assistant, you could use a spoken command as an if criteria and then have that trigger whatever you want it to happen. For example, send a webhook to your home automation software or turn on a device. Up until recently, using Google Assistant for the if part, you had several options, like just a simple text phrase saying, "I'm home," and let that run a full scenario, but also you had the possibility to add variables, which Ifttt called ingredients. This opened a lot of doors for customization, as you might imagine. You could, for example, say dim the lights to 50%, where 50 would be your variable, so that number could change to whatever, and you could still use that variable to forward it to your device. So you could say dim the lights to 10%, 50%, 100%, with one applet. You could also have commands like Michael is home and use Michael as a variable to trigger scenarios exclusively for Michael, while another name would trigger other scenarios, etc. Additionally, you could dictate what the assistant would respond to your given command, which raised the coolness factor and the illusion of natural responses. Unfortunately, a lot of these possibilities are gone with the upcoming changes. Google's decision makes it almost impossible to have a communication with your mirror that feels somewhat natural. So going forward, to be able to give custom voice commands via Ifttt, you will always have to say activate before your command. So for example, you would have to say, "Hey Google," or "Jarvis, activate the kitchen lights." And that would run your scenario called the kitchen lights. So far, it doesn't sound so bad, but what if you want to turn off the kitchen lights? Then you would have to say, "Jarvis, activate, turn off the kitchen lights," or deactivate kitchen lights. I don't know, it won't be natural speech anyway. If you have any good suggestions, let me know in the comments. Furthermore, variables are all gone. No more dim the lights to 20, 30, 40%, none of that. No more putting names or selected words into your commands. And as a final nail in the coffin, you can no longer decide what the assistant will reply. So goodbye to all cool responses to impress your friends, or even responses that make sense as a reply to your command. All in all, this is a massive Ifttt nerf from Google that will make a lot of projects less functional. And to be honest, this is far from the first time Google makes decisions like this on short notice. There are entire websites dedicated to listing services and projects that Google has scrapped within few years from launch. And if you have watched the earlier episodes about Project Elizabeth, you heard me say I've had to deal with third-party services and obstacles along the way. Well, 4 out of 5 times when I've had problems with the project, it has been Google changing its policies. So this is just another setback, but rest assured, Project Elizabeth will continue to grow, evolve, and adapt with time. These are just things that we need to be flexible about, and you too, if you want to make a project like this. Anyway, sorry about the rant, but I think this is important information that you should be aware of going forward with your project. See you soon again for a real episode. Hootie out.